Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Girls Gotta Talk podcast. Streaming platforms before we get into this: Spotify, Apple Music, Spotify, Apple Podcast, Amazon Music, anywhere you stream your podcast, or we are here on YouTube. Girls Gotta Talk podcast. You can come subscribe, join the fam over here. I have such a headache right now that I'm kind of actually struggling, but this is one of the only times I think I'll be able to sit and record. It's a Monday. I almost said morning. It is literally 2 p.m. It's a Monday afternoon. I love being off on a Monday. I don't know what it is about being off on Mondays. I feel like I've said this before, but I really, really, really like being off on Mondays. My family is out. My parents went to go do something. I don't even know where my brother went. I know they're just out for the day. So I'm taking this time, a quiet house while I'm home for now, to sit and record an episode. But yeah, I started to get a headache, and I think it's slowly kind of turning into a migraine. My vision is kind of, I don't want to say gone. It is kind of, I can tell it's getting a little messed up, which usually happens when I get migraines. So we'll see how this turns out. I probably should take something, but I haven't. I don't even have anything, so I'd have to look around to see what my parents or something has to take. But anyways, I don't know. Something about a Monday. It is 75 maybe degrees outside. So I'm going to probably be the first to say it actually kind of feels like a fall day. It is so nice outside. I love it. I'm actually very excited for fall. That's probably a very unpopular opinion right now because I know a lot of people are saying they don't want summer to end, but I wouldn't be too upset about it. I'm actually ready for fall, ready for the weather to change. I feel like it's going to get me sick because I feel like every time a season changes or the weather switches up, it kind of hits me really bad, which actually probably might be why I have a headache. But we were just having 90 super humid days, and now all of a sudden it's windy, and I don't want to say cold, kind of a chiller vibe. Like I said, probably 75 if I had to guess. So kind of a dramatic change. Now that I said that, it kind of probably makes sense as to my headache, but then again, it is what it is. We're just gonna end up mustering through it anyways. So yeah, and like I said, I was just taking this time to sit and record an episode. I end up sleeping with my laptop on my bed, and sometimes at night I use it as my TV. I kind of went through a phase where I used to always have to sleep with my TV on, and then I don't know what I did, but I ended up getting myself out of that, and I usually have to sleep with the TV off. For some reason, I go through phases now where sometimes I need something on and sometimes I just end up laying down and falling asleep. Last night, I did have it on. I ended up watching something on Disney Plus. I usually just end up on Disney Plus and pick sometimes I pick a show, a fall asleep show type of thing. Or sometimes I just pick something random and I just have it on for some type of noise to put me to sleep, if that makes sense. So this morning, that whole story is because this morning, it was super easy for me. My laptop just ends up when you're on something and you have to keep pressing play sometimes for it to keep playing episodes, or if you're not really watching or whatever, it just stops. So half the time I wake up with my computer on a black screen, it's still on, it's just not doing anything because I fell asleep. So whatever I'm watching stopped playing. So this morning, for some reason, right off the bat, I literally turned on my laptop, logged back in, and went straight to Notion, which is where I have all my brainstorm and ideas and everything down for the podcast mostly. But I have it for everything. I have video ideas for YouTube. If I want to I've been saying I've been on a short and reel grind type of thing. I've really enjoyed doing those. So I do have ideas written down in there for some of those I want to do and make. Sorry if you hear the dog in the background. I don't know if someone just came home, but he's barking at something. And what was I saying? Yeah, so that's where I keep all of my ideas and everything. I just go into Notion and create a new thing for a new idea. And it was so easy this morning to just turn on my computer and go on Notion, and all of a sudden, like, I kind of just got my brain going and thinking, and I don't know. So I knew today I really wanted to record. I was in the mood, I was in the zone. I want to do a lot of planning and prepping today to get episodes up for you guys and recorded. I love when I'm in the moment and just have things recorded. And worst thing, I just have to quickly like edit them. It really doesn't take much to edit a podcast episode. I would actually, I don't know, part of me would prefer to just like straight up record and like be able to post. But I know I have like long pauses sometimes when I'm like trying to think of something or little distractions or something. So I usually do have to edit my episodes, but it really doesn't like editing podcast episodes is probably the most easy edit you'll ever do. So I'm not too upset about it, but yeah, the other day I came up kind of with this topic, if you will. I kind of sat and gave myself a little like reality check, if you will, if that's what we want to call this. I was sitting down and trying to come up with ideas, and I've noticed that sometimes I think I need to like come up with an idea and kind of make time in that moment to sit and record it, because sometimes when I go back to wanting to record or look back in an idea or something, I'm always like, that's dumb, or like, no one's going to want to listen to that. Like, who's going to care about that type of situation? And I feel like sometimes I just need to go with it. Like, it's something I want to talk about, or something like I just want to have a topic on, or something I'm passionate either about or for or whatever. And like, I don't know, like sometimes I just need to get a thought out. I just want to talk about it. I just want to talk. Like, that's the whole point of this podcast for me, is to literally just sit and talk. That's pretty much it. So I don't know, like the whole reason I wanted to make this podcast was to sit and talk. Like, I loved listening, and I loved being able to just sit and talk about whatever I want to talk about. I was listening to Emma Chamberlain the other day. I forget what episode I was listening to, but she had talked about being patient with her brain, and had said something about like it'll come up with an idea. It might not be like in that moment, like when I'm sitting and trying to like podcast plan or whatever, like I might not come up with an idea right off the bat, but like an idea will come. Like the moment will come where I come up with an idea. And it's one of those moments where it's like, sometimes I just need to like write an idea down, like just write everything down, the good, the bad, the ugly. Like that's what she was saying. Like just write everything that comes to mind down. Maybe in that moment I was thinking about it, that like I might not like the idea right off the bat, or I might think it's dumb, but maybe down the line, like I can rewire it somehow to make it into something different, or end up being like, oh wait, like that was actually a really good idea. Like I'm really glad I wrote that down. And especially with me, with my pea-sized brain, like if I don't write it down, I'm probably going to end up forgetting it. So I've been doing certain things where my notes app is literally my life. Like I write everything and anything in my notes app on my phone, or I do have the Google or the Notion app on my phone. I will go into there and write an idea down really quick, or I do end up actually carrying notebooks in my purse with me now for any instance. Like sometimes at night I'll just feel the need to journal, and no matter where I am, I could just like pop that out and journal if I really wanted to. But most of the time I also sit there and write things down, because I'm also like a visual person. I like to see it in front of me somehow, whether I'm on my laptop, on like Notion, on the internet, or like I said, I have it on my phone. I like to sit there and like type it all out so I can like physically see it in front of me, or write it down on a piece of paper. That's why I end up usually having like 12,000 notebooks that I don't end up using, because I like to just have them, just to have them. Like I'm one of those people. But this all like took a 180 the other day when I was sitting and I was like, wow, like, yes, maybe I do need to record like then and there, because for some reason, if it's the idea right then and there, like I'll have more to talk about in that moment. But then again, I'm like, why do I need to sit here and contemplate what I want to put out on my podcast? Like, if people don't want to listen, they just won't listen. But at the same time, like, I'm not gonna sit here and kind of think about, I don't want to say like not think about you guys, because obviously like I want you guys to enjoy this podcast as much as I love doing it. But at the same time, like I'm not going to sit here and contemplate every idea I have. So I feel like I just needed to kind of reality check myself and be like, listen, this is what you want to talk about. This is what we're going to talk about. Being on the internet is also totally out of my comfort zone. And I'm very, very glad that I ended up doing this podcast in the first place. If you guys don't know, this was not originally Girls Gotta Talk podcast. It was the Alyssa and Julian podcast. I started this podcast with my now ex-boyfriend, and we had started this. I enjoyed it from the get-go. Like, I was very surprised I ended up getting him on board. So I was very, very into it. I had this whole notebook. I would like kind of pinpoint little parts. I didn't want to like fully plan out the episodes, but I would do like topic little points that I could eventually go to and kind of know how it was gonna go, like, if that makes sense. Like little pinpoints to just be like, okay, we're done with this topic, we could talk about this now, or maybe we could talk about this, or maybe we could bring this up, type of thing. I literally had that all planned out. I literally had a planner of when we would kind of try to sit and record versus when I had to get it uploaded. So I would like literally pinpoint days on the planner. I would usually just get monthly planners and just be like, okay, this episode needs to be up then. I need to edit it here or by here. We're going to sit and record here. Like, I was so into this that I had everything I was trying to get that I needed to fully plan out to be like on top of everything. I learned how to edit. I literally wrote notes down in a notebook for when I could just sit and do it by myself. I would have the notes to kind of guide me. It worked so well. Eventually now, like, I just get to the point where like I kind of know what I'm doing edit-wise. Again, like, editing a podcast isn't the most intricate editing to do, so luckily it doesn't take that long. But I'm so thankful for that time of actually starting this. And I really want to try to break my comfort zone. My comfort zone is really something I need to break out of, because I am so like, I'm staying in my comfort zone bubble. Like, like, if this circle right here is my comfort zone, like, that's where I need to stay, because that's where I live my life. Like, I don't know. I need to look at everything differently, especially being on the internet. I feel like I used to just watch things on the internet, but now it's kind of turning into a passion, like something I enjoy, and it's really, really, really fun. I feel like I've met a lot of people through the internet and being on the internet, which I love tremendously. Like, it's so amazing, actually, the people you'll meet through social media. I have friends that are on social media as well, and I know, like, it's just something that everyone obviously is doing because they really enjoy it. And having those people to like talk to about different things and just kind of what you're doing, what they're doing, how they're doing, like everything, I just love so much. So my main thing right now is kind of getting myself out of my comfort zone situation, if you will. I kind of had another reality check about that with myself the other day. I don't know what kind of sparked it, but I kind of sat there and I was like, I need to see that I'm enjoying this more. So I need to stop backing down on certain things that I want to do just because I'm scared, which I've always actually told myself. But like I said, I'm more of a comfort zone person, so it doesn't usually end up going well for me. But anyways, reality check. Another thing I kind of had to kind of remind myself the other day was I need to watch, honestly, who I'm having good conversation with. I feel like talking to people and how I feel afterwards kind of really affects, like, has been affecting me lately. Some people I'll have conversations with and they'll like leave me being like, all right, like, nah, I'm good. Like, that's the last time we're either talking about that, or I don't want to say talking in general, because I don't feel like there's not very many people I would actually like cut off in general. I'm really not that type of person. Like, I'll still have contact with people, but I get very limited. I'm also not a type of person to contact first. I am one of those. sometimes I will, if I like obviously need something, like I will. If I like actually want to talk to the person, like I will. Like I'm very, I don't know, like I don't know, I get very back and forth with this because obviously like if it's during a certain situation, like I know like I'll need my space. I don't know how they're feeling, so I don't want to interrupt like anything going on. So I just end up waiting for us to like bring something for us to talk about. Like if I'm left with our last conversation being like, I don't really know how I feel, like I'm not probably going to go out of my way to like contact them. But others have kind of either inspired me or like just felt really good. If it was a good talk, a good conversation, a good like back and forth moment, then I don't know, like that's when I'm like, oh, like I need something like that in my life. Like I need someone like that. I need that type of friend, like that type of situation. Like I said, I'm not really a type of person that likes to message first. That's also my comfort zone situation. I don't mind talking to people, but then again, like I'm also not really a people person, so like it really depends on the person, which is kind of the whole like basis of this little bullet point, if you will. But it kind of just makes me feel uncomfortable. But then again, like I'm always like, what's the worst that they're gonna have? Like, what's the worst that's gonna happen? Like, they're just not gonna answer. Like, okay, like I got it. Like, no problem. Trust me. Like, I'm not gonna put myself through that again if people aren't answering me, because again, I always end up also feeling like I'm a bother to people. So when I sit there, especially if people aren't gonna answer me, like I'm like, noted, got it, keeping that in the back of my mind. So I'll probably just end up telling myself to like move on. Like I'm just like, why would I put myself through that again? Obviously it's making me really uncomfortable. If I'm really uncomfortable, I'm probably getting super anxious. Me being anxious is not a good thing because then I get nauseous, and I get nauseous when I'm like, it's just a full circle for me at that point. Like everything is gonna like counteract within itself, and then that's when I'll sit there and be like, nah, I'm good. Like I'm over this. I need to move on. I need to get myself right and on to the next type of situation. So basically what I was trying to get at there is certain people I feel like lately have just been making me kind of give a little double thinking moment of whether or not I like want to keep talking to them or have any conversation with them at all. It might just be very limited. Like I said, I don't like really cutting people off, but then again, like if I'm not the one messaging first and you're not the one messaging me, like we're just not having a conversation, then basically like I'm just done talking to you at that point. I feel like that's very one-sided on my part, and like I know I need to get over that, but then again, like if I'm already thinking that I don't know if I need to be talking to you, if that makes sense, then obviously like I'm not going to go out of my way. I don't know if any of that just makes sense. I feel like trying to hear it back, it was just a big blur that came out of my mouth. But anyways, another thing I had was I have other things I've kind of been interested in and I've been wanting to start, but then again, me in my comfort zone, I've been kind of scared of putting things out there for myself, so I've kind of been holding back on myself. But I feel like I just kind of need to get over it, and it's something I just need to do. A lot of things, I feel like a good thing about me is that I do end up just needing to push through and just end up doing things. It was the same thing with this podcast. I would have loved to start it earlier, but then again, like, I'm super nervous. I'm super scared. I'm not going to push myself. Most of the time, I do need people to give me, like, I don't want to say reassurance, but, like, something to, like, push me to do it. And then I'm like, oh, wow, like, I love you. Thank you for letting me do this. And, like, telling me I could do it. I don't typically push myself, but if I'm interested in something, like, why am I not trying things out? I feel like I've reached that part in my life where I should just be trying different things. I probably should have been trying different things, but now that I'm getting older, I'm like, I'm losing my time. Like, I'm losing time to figure out what I like and what I don't like. I mean, I am, but I'm not in a sense, but I could find out that I absolutely love it. It was, like I said, same thing with this podcast. Now I'm obsessed. I love doing everything about this podcast. I love the social media side of it. I love recording. I love editing. I love putting it out there. Honestly, even if it's not even doing like super good view-wise, which some of my episodes lately, I'll be honest, have not been, I kind of over, like, I love looking at numbers and I love doing, like I said, every kind of aspect on this, but at the end of the day, like, I just need to find out like what I like and what I don't like doing, and kind of just to do honestly what I want to do and what I like to do. Now that we're closer to the end of the year, well, we're closer to the end of the year than we were at the beginning of the year. I feel like it might be my time to start. I feel like this was the year I kind of like wanted to start doing things, and now here we are, almost at the end of August already, and I haven't done what I've been wanting to do. So I kind of need to get the ball rolling, kind of just need to put my foot out there and just start doing things. And then I think I just said put my foot out there, which I don't know if it made sense. I need to put myself out there and just start doing things and kind of find out what I like and what I don't like. I really just want to end up doing certain hobbies. I want to end up having a hobby for myself. Not that I like have a lot of like super downtime, but like just a moment where I can sit and do something, even if it's like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, an hour. I've really been in my reading era, so I have been really into that. When I get a moment, like sitting at night and just reading, sometimes on my day off, I'll take like a little moment in the afternoon, kind of in between when I wake up and when I actually kind of want to get my day going and doing some stuff, that I'll just sit and read, and I've really been enjoying it lately. But like I said, I do have a couple other things I've been interested in starting or looking at and trying to figure out what to do and how to do them. Maybe I'll make that a goal this week, because today's only Monday, so maybe I'll make it a goal this week to actually kind of start doing something and get into some of the stuff I want to do. You might see a post. We'll see. We'll see if I get myself out there and actually doing this. But yeah, basically, this was just a reality check I've given myself within the last couple weeks, honestly, and I kind of just wanted to sit and talk about it. But yeah, hopefully things start changing. Hopefully I get onto myself and make those changes. But that is all I have for this episode for you guys. I love you guys so, so much. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you soon back with a new episode. Bye.